A three-row family SUV that gets 637 miles on a single tank, has a massage seat with actual air pockets, and can still crawl through mud with a system that displays your pitch, roll, and steering angle in real time. That's not a luxury badge. That's the all-new second-generation Kia Telluride, and it just landed with its first-ever hybrid powertrain. This isn't a mid-cycle refresh with a new grille slapped on. Kia rebuilt the Telluride's engine lineup, stretched the whole thing longer, and quietly stuffed it with features that used to be Mercedes and Genesis territory. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly which trim actually makes sense for your family. And there are 7 to choose from. Before you even get inside, the redesign is obvious from the outside. Kia says the whole exterior is meant to capture the spirit of the Rocky Mountains and the Colorado town the Telluride is named after. And looking at it, that's not just marketing talk. A broad hood establishes a genuinely powerful stance, with vertical headlamps framing a high-gloss grille and lighting signatures that give the whole front end a sharper, more high-tech look. Along the sides, aggressively defined triangular creases cut through the fenders, echoing the chiseled facets of a diamond, while upward-flowing character lines make the whole body look like it's lifting off the road. Here's a detail worth pointing your camera at directly. Flush door handles, the same style first seen on Kia's EV9, now sit clean against the body instead of sticking out. That's not just a styling choice either. Between the handles and the reshaped body, Kia actually cut the drag coefficient from 0.33 down to 0.30 on non-X Pro models. A real aerodynamic gain, not just a cosmetic one. Step up to the X-Line or X Pro and things get moodier. Both wear blacked-out wheel arches, side mirrors, beltline trim, and D-pillars, with raised roof rails ready to actually carry gear, not just look rugged. Up front, the X Pro swaps in a bold mesh-style grille paired with a squared-off black lower bumper, while the X-Line gets its own unique 21-inch wheels to set it apart from the rest of the lineup. So Kia clearly put real engineering thought into how this thing looks. Now let's see if that same care carried through to where you're actually going to spend your time, inside. Open the door, and on most trims, that door handle is hidden right in the armrest now. A genuinely clean touch, borrowed from Kia's own EV9. Inside, the dash wraps around you in a curved, continuous shape, with wood-based textures adding warmth instead of the usual sea of hard plastic. There's a small detail worth calling out specifically: a grip handle built into the front center console, a direct callback to the very first Telluride generation, giving the cabin a sense of ruggedness, even before you've gone anywhere. Seating is where this thing genuinely surprises you. Available front relaxation seats come with powered leg rests. Step up further, and the available Ergo Motion driver seat uses actual air pockets to adjust cushioning and deliver a real massage while you drive. There's a new memory-enabled power, tilt, and telescoping steering wheel and dual wireless phone chargers up front, so nobody's fighting over the charging pad anymore. The second row gets its own upgrade. Available power-operated captain's chairs with both heating and ventilation, plus a 2-tier sliding tray that opens up into real hidden storage. Heated seats are now available across all 3 rows, not just the front 2. And Kia clearly obsessed over how quiet this cabin actually is. A new available noise, vibration, and harshness package adds triple door seals, more sound-absorbing material throughout, and thicker door glass. This is a family SUV that's now genuinely engineered to be hushed on the highway, not just spacious. All of that is seriously impressive for this price bracket. But the tech inside might be the bigger story. At the center of the dash sits Kia's new Connected Car Navigation Cockpit System, CCNC for short, spanning more than half the width of the dashboard, available with dual 12.3-inch panoramic displays working together as one seamless unit. It gets over-the-air update capability, meaning the car's software, including the infotainment and navigation systems, can genuinely improve after you've already bought it, not just sit frozen at whatever version it shipped with. Kia's generative AI voice assistant is a real step forward too. Just say, "Hey Kia," and instead of memorizing rigid commands, you can hold an actual conversation, ask for suggestions, or even play voice games on a long drive. For sound, the available Meridian Premium system now runs 14 speakers, up 2 from before, paired with a larger 10-inch subwoofer. And the key system got a genuine upgrade. Enhanced ultra-wideband digital key 2.0 lets you use a compatible smartphone, smartwatch, or an NFC smart card as your key, and you can share access with up to 3 other people. Top-spec SXP models add a full-display digital rearview mirror for a wider, unobstructed view, plus a larger 12-inch head-up display projecting your speed, navigation, and safety alerts directly onto the windshield. And connectivity goes further than most competitors bother with. Available streaming for Disney+, Netflix, and YouTube while parked, plus custom display themes featuring all 30 NBA teams and some of Disney's own iconic brands rolling out through the year. There's even Kia's MyQ Connected Garage feature, using geofencing to automatically open or close your garage door as you approach or leave. Genuinely impressive software for a mainstream 3-row SUV. But none of it means much if the thing underneath can't actually move the family. Let's talk engines. The Telluride now comes in 2 flavors, and for the first time ever, one of them is a hybrid. The standard powertrain is a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, making 274 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. That's a genuine 49 pound-foot increase over the outgoing engine. Power runs through an 8-speed automatic to the front wheels or an available all-wheel drive system. But the real headline is the new Turbo Hybrid. It pairs that same 2.5-liter turbo with a 1.65 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery and electric motors for a combined 329 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque, up to a 38 horsepower jump and 77 more pound-feet than the previous Telluride's engine. And the efficiency number is the one that'll actually change how you think about road trips. An EPA estimated 35 miles per gallon combined on the EX front-wheel drive trim, with a total driving range up to 637 miles on a single tank. The hybrid runs through a 6-speed automatic instead of 8 and comes standard with something called electrification vehicle motion control, using precise braking and motor control to sharpen handling and stability. The result is meant to feel smooth and quiet, not just efficient. There's also a genuinely clever feature called Stay Mode. It lets the hybrid battery run your climate control, cabin lighting, and stereo for up to an hour without the gas engine ever switching on. Useful if you're waiting in the car, tailgating, or just don't want to idle a combustion engine unnecessarily. Towing is solid too, up to 5,000 pounds on the turbo model, 4,500 on the hybrid, with an available self-leveling rear suspension to keep things steady when you're loaded up. So that covers the daily driver and the road trip machine. But what if your family actually leaves the pavement? That's where the X Pro comes in. This is the version Kia built specifically for people who actually use their SUV as an SUV. The X Pro rides on an exclusive suspension with extra travel, wider all-terrain tires, and 9.1 inches of ground clearance. Genuinely competitive with dedicated off-roaders, not just a family hauler with bigger tires bolted on. A new electronic limited slip differential can actively calculate driving conditions and modulate power front to rear and side to side, while a center differential lock holds an even 50-50 torque split when you need it most. The standout new feature here is the ground view monitor, a composite camera view of the terrain directly beneath and around the vehicle when you're driving under 6 miles per hour, accessed through a dedicated off-road status screen that displays your pitch, roll, and steering angle in real time. And exclusive to the X Pro, new ground lighting illuminates the front, side, and rear areas around the vehicle, genuinely useful if you're setting up camp after dark. Front and rear recovery points come standard too, for when you actually do get stuck. All of that capability is great, but none of it matters if the thing isn't safe to put your actual family in. So let's talk about that. Kia is targeting an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus rating with a genuinely reinforced body structure and backing it up with 10 standard airbags, including a new front row center airbag between the driver and passenger designed to reduce injuries and certain side impact collisions. New standard driver assistance includes hands-on detection, lane following assist 2, and an in-cabin camera, plus forward and reverse parking distance warning, both now standard rather than optional. Available highway driving assist 2 can maintain following distance, keep you centered in your lane, and assist with lane changes on certain highways.
There's a genuinely thoughtful family feature here too. Rear Occupant Alert uses in-cabin radar to detect anyone still in the second or third row after you've parked and turned off the car. If you don't respond to the first visual reminder, it escalates to an audible alert and can even push a notification straight to your phone. Safe exit warning and assist also alert passengers if a vehicle is approaching as they're about to open a door. Genuinely comprehensive stuff for this segment. Now, does all of this actually translate into more usable space? Let's check the numbers. The 2027 Telluride grew. A 116.9-inch wheelbase and 199.2-inch overall length, up 2.7 and 2.3 inches respectively over the outgoing model. That translates directly into more first and second row headroom, and Kia says class-leading second row legroom. A redesigned second row seat now slides and tilts further forward than before, making third row access genuinely easier, while still holding certain child seats in place. Cargo behind the third row grows too, topping out at a maximum of 89.3 cubic feet with the seats folded flat, 88.3 on the turbo hybrid. With the second row upright, you're still looking at 48.7 cubic feet, and with all three rows in use, 22.3 cubic feet remains behind the third row, including a standard folding luggage table with integrated cup holders. Genuinely more room for genuinely more stuff. So, what does all of this actually cost? The gas-powered Telluride is available now across LX, S, EX, SX, SX Prestige, X-Line, and X Pro trims. Pricing starts at $39,190 for the base LX, climbing to $56,790 for the fully loaded X Pro SX Prestige. The turbo hybrid arrives in EX, SX, SX Prestige, and X-Line trims, starting at $46,490 for the EX, topping out at $57,590 for the X-Line SX Prestige. Every Telluride, regardless of powertrain, is assembled in West Point, Georgia. So, back to that number from the intro. 637 miles on a single tank. It's not just a headline figure. It's the same instinct running through this entire redesign. A massage seat with actual air pockets, a voice assistant you can genuinely talk to, an off-road camera system that tells you your exact pitch and roll, a rear seat alert system that pushes a notification to your phone. Kia didn't just add a hybrid badge to the Telluride, they rebuilt the case for why a mainstream three-row SUV deserves to feel this considered. If I had to bet, the turbo hybrid EX is the smartest buy for most families. Real efficiency gains, a genuine range advantage, without needing to climb into the pricier trims. But if you actually take your SUV off pavement, the X Pro is doing things nothing else in this price range is even attempting. Which one would you actually park in your driveway? The efficient turbo hybrid or the trail-ready X Pro? Let me know down in the comments. If this saved you from digging through a 30-page spec sheet yourself, hit subscribe. More of these are coming. See you in the next one.